It's an absolute shambles. Go on, Darren.
We play the way we want to.
Woo!
Big Ange Postecoglou.
Oh my word!
Whether I'm right or wrong. Big Ange Postecoglou.
It's a no from me. That was.
It's what? It's embarrassing.
Mikel's embarrassed.
That.
Oh no, that was unbelievable. Did you ever think about going for the X Factor?
I did once, yeah.
Simon and the over 25.
There was then a match taking place, and I couldn't make it to the live
judges' houses.
Oh,
that's a shame.
I was gutted to be fair.
Oh well, mate. There's always. I'm sure they'll bring back Pop Idol at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that, yeah. That was lovely. I'm a bit shocked, a bit taken aback. Listen, big defeat, wasn't it, on Monday for Tottenham? In fact, me and you both had the honour this week of being in Jason Cundy's famous Has Anyone Seen?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Both of us.
I was actually quite proud of that, to be honest.
Same, yeah. I was in the Newcastle one. I was between Sam Fender and the Angel of the North.
Was you?
And all I can imagine with a load of Jordans being like, who's that? Who's he talking about?
Who's Sam Fender?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
I am the Angel of the North, mate. I'll tell you that for free. Listen, let's talk about the Tottenham game.
Yeah.
And let's focus in on... Listen, there were 2 red cards.
Can we talk about that, though? Jamie O'Hara, by the way.
Yeah, go on. What do you want to talk about? The High Line and him having a go at it?
Well, maybe yes, but then on Sky Sports News on the day he was saying we're going to win the title. Well, why can't we win the title? As soon as he said that, I was going to message him and say, Jay, what is going on? We're not winning it now. We're going to lose the match.
He does it every year, mate.
By the way,
does it every year.
That was good viewing.
It was.
That was good viewing.
The TalkSport watch-along, that's where you could hear Jamie O'Hara, by the way. It was brilliant. At the moment when Carlton Cole just started throwing pillows at him. Oh,
Jay was just saying, Colin, get out. You don't even support Chelsea.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But no, come on, Darren. I know you're trying to deflect away from it. The High Line from Ange Postecoglou. What was he doing? Then after the game saying, oh, yeah, even with 5, mate, we'll do the same thing.
I loved it.
Oh, Darren.
Look, now people get confused, and I spoke to you about this before. I didn't love the result. No one likes losing 4-1, especially to Chelsea. I didn't like that, but I loved the way we went for it. I did. And people are going to go, yeah, it's naivety. People are going to say it's a disgrace. It's embarrassing. That's the next thing to come. When I played, I was the same. If I was in the dressing room, we had a man sent off. I know we had 2, but if we had a man sent off, I was always one of these to say, I'd rather lose 4 or 5 and have a go. And that's what we done. But I can't now say, no, I'd rather have sat in and defended a lead. By the way, if we'd have sat in, we'd have still lost that match.
Now, how do you know that? How do you know that? Honestly,
we had
Chelsea,
9 men.
I think Chelsea fans would agree with this as well. I don't think that they did not have a good half of football. Despite the fact that Tottenham went down to 9 men, and famously, we literally saw it the week before against Brentford, they are not good at breaking down teams. Even Chelsea fans would admit that.
They would have broke us down.
Why are you saying that, though?
We had 9 men.
Yeah, but
Liverpool sat deep with 9 men against Spurs.
and they only just lost.
And I know that's controversial,
minute.
But they lost.
Manchester
United sat a little bit deeper last night with 10 men and still lost.
Yeah, but
we had a go.
No, but Liverpool, but when you say you had a go to get back into the game because you'd already conceded.
And we almost did. And I know it's ifs and buts, and people will say, oh, it's ifs and buts. I know that. I know that it was offside. It was so close that did it actually hit Bentancur's head?
It was close. Could have been sitting in and it could have been 1-1. That's the point I'm trying to make. No, but...
I'd rather lose by having a go than lose by sitting deep. But how did Chelsea
score their 3 goals?
Yeah, they ran past the highlight.
Yeah.
I know.
So it didn't work.
We were minutes away from it working. It was minutes.
No, but you weren't though, were you? Because all their goals came because you played the high line.
It's going to sound hypocritical, and it probably is. But if we'd have lost, if we'd be sat in 8th, 9th now and lost 4 or 5 games in the league, and then that happened, I'd be thinking, no, that's ridiculous. Shouldn't be doing that. But I'm not thinking it because that's the way Ange has come in. That's the way he played. The answer to the question at the end of the match, I thought was outstanding. If we have 5 men, we're still going to have a crack. I thought it was brilliant. And you can tell, now everyone can say, oh, the Spurs supporters are deluded, and they probably are going to say this. The whole stadium was full at the end. Everyone clapped them off. Now, when Conte and Mourinho were there, if they'd have sat deep with 9 men and conceded in the last minute, scored 2-1, lost 2-1, that stadium would have been empty.
What, so you're saying that even if that had happened under Ange Postecoglou, they wouldn't have stayed in claps?
No, they would have stayed in claps.
Yeah, of course they would. Yeah, because Ange can do no wrong, can he?
He's the spirit and the mood in the camp. You beat Wolves at the weekend.
Yeah,
we beat Wolves back to the top of the league. Now, the collateral damage of that match is obviously maybe affect Spurs, and I understand that. Both red cards, I agree. I thought Udogie was a bit naive. He could have gone before that. So could Romero. Little bit of a
Not
liability.
Much criticism after the game from Ange for both of them.
No, and he shouldn't as well. And he's coming for a few. No,
why shouldn't he?
Not publicly. You don't criticise your players publicly. I don't believe that. In the dressing room, he has definitely come for them for sure. Now, you've got a World Cup winner in Romero, should know better, but he gets that sometimes. Sometimes he comes out, he takes an elbow, and then he loses his head. Nothing happened, and you could see a red card happening. Now, you question, should he have taken him off? One of the best defenders on the pitch. Like, you can't take him off, but then he does that, and he's a bit of a liability in terms of red card every 18 matches for Spurs. But he's had more red cards than any Premier League player since. But he's that good when he's on it, and then you lose Van der Ven, who, by the way, I thought was a lot to do with the VAR.
Yeah, can I ask about this? Because Van der Ven's out for a long time now, isn't he? Having pulled up, Romero's out for 3 games. Doggie's suspended, probably for it must be 1 game, but. This high line, right?
Yeah.
Now, after the game, Ange was saying, oh, yeah, we play it with 5 men. But he was also alluding to the fact that he's going to continue playing like this.
Yeah.
Even though they're going to have, Dier, Davies, and it must be Emerson Royale at the back. Not all of those players blessed with pace, of course. Does that not make you a bit nervous?
He's not going to play like that with 11 men.
Well,
they don't play like that with 11 men. They don't play that high with 11 men. That was just maybe because in 9 men they was having a go.
Maybe not that high.
Vicario was asked about it at the end, and he said, well, that's what we wanted to do. He was basically playing sweeper, to be honest. And he'd done a remarkable job. He really come into his own in that match. But with 11, they're obviously going to be a bit deeper than that. Otherwise, you're going to have all 11 men on the halfway line.
Yeah, they're not going to play. But even then, do you not think he should adapt, considering that he hasn't got the same players that he had? That he's going to have that he had in the game before, like Van der Ven, I think he
will. I think he will adapt. I still think he'll play the way he wants to, which is what the famous
big Ange
song. Yes, he'll still play that way, and he'll still have a go. And if you come down losing 4-3, 5-4, that's so be it. And he's made that clear. No one likes losing 4-1. I hated the end result, but I still sat there and thought, we actually done all right there. I thought Højbjerg played brilliantly when he come on. I thought Eric Dier did, apart from the high line. But you'd expect Eric Dier, Ben Davies, who know they're not blessed with pace, to go, no, we're going to drop deep. So it's clearly a tactic that they work on to just have a go. Down to 9 men, have a go.
Quick one
did, and they lost.
Exactly. Eric Dier, by the way.
Yeah.
Just a shout out for him, back from the dead. Impressed with him? Were you impressed?
I was impressed with him on that match. He's come back into a team that needed to defend a point, and obviously didn't do that in the end. But yeah, I think with Romero and Van der Ven potentially. Oh, by the way, Van der Ven looked like he's walking all right, by the way. So that may have just been a nerve. So hopefully he's back. But yeah, he will deserve his opportunity. But he's the one that's probably going to have to go in, him and Ben Davies, and say to Ange Postecoglou, look, let's drop a little bit deeper because we're not blessed with blistering pace. But it's not going to happen. And I'm not saying we're going to go to Wolves and win that match as well, but opportunity again in the afternoon kickoff to go back to the top of the Premier League. When's that been said for a long, long time?
Yeah, God, you sound like Jamie O'Hara now. Yeah, going to win it.
I said last week, we sat here, you were bigging Spurs up, and I went, no, top 5 Champions League place.
Top 5. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, top 5 this season, isn't it? You've got to get that 5th place in there, haven't you?
Exactly.
Just for Spurs.
Exactly.
Just for Spurs.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.